Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Airport Road Podcast.
Look who's back.
Yeah.
Cade.
Are you posting that video of you by yourself on there?
Yeah, it'll go up
Oh.
tomorrow. So we might have two Airport Road podcasts this week.
I don't know how I feel
That's
about
a
that.
record.
You really gonna do that to me?
How does that affect you?
I'm just kidding.
The other one, I almost just changed the name from Airport Road Podcast to the AJ Podcast.
The AJ Alona Show. Yeah.
I'd rival the Pat McAfee show, man. I could be as big as him.
Phase me out.
I'm trying, dude.
What'd you get?
Trying.
Whipped cream?
This is a salted caramel.
Can I try it?
It's not good. You'll love it.
I will.
It's not good for me because it's a salted caramel cold foam cold brew. Do you taste any salt or any caramel? Ew. I could hear all of that. I could hear that go down your throat. Do you taste any salt? Do you taste any caramel? Because I don't. So I'm not happy about it.
That's actually not bad.
I knew you'd like it because it's strong. It's too strong for me. My coffee, if it's too strong like that, it gives me a headache. I have a caffeine intolerance, except for when it comes to Red Bulls.
Yeah.
We're talking about that, man. I'm legitimately addicted to Red Bulls. Not
Yeah.
even a joke. Red Bulls alone have made me gain so much weight over the last year.
It's $2.40 a can. How many do you think you've induced? The most you've induced in one day.
And I had probably my record this weekend. So I went to Smith's. I had to get some food. Went to the grocery store. I got some food to make some dinner. It was, one of them was like $3.29, or you can get 3 for $7.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to do 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
My brain's wired
Why wouldn't
economically like that. So I bought 3, drank 2 right off the rip, put 1 away, and then my dad shows up randomly. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, come outside." He had 2 Red Bulls for me.
Oh, really? That's nice.
He'll do that. It's cool, but it's contributing to my death.
Not when you're trying to wean off.
Yeah, so I was doing yard work that day. I bought a trampoline this weekend. I was putting that together. That was a pain in the butt. Drank those 2, or drank 1 of them. Then like at 6 o'clock that night, I was dying. Drank another one, and then I stayed up that night to do some editing. Drank another one. I drank 5 in one day.
That's over. I mean, if you're talking about weight, it's over about 1,200 calories.
Just in drinks. It's like all sugar. It's all nothing remotely good for me.
Yeah. See, I've always been really good about not drinking sugary drinks. I used to be really big on Mountain Dew. Like Mountain Dew and playing video games used to be my thing. But not anymore. I always just drink soda water, coffee, English tea. That's basically it. Alcohol, I would say, is where it gets me. Because alcohol does contain a bunch of sugar.
Yeah, those are
I'd
just
just be
too.
freaking throwing it down, dude.
Okay, what did we used to call you? Cade Master Flex.
Yeah.
That's when Cade throws it down. I know it sucks. Like I try hard not to. I've tried to. This sounds hilarious. I've tried to stop drinking Red Bulls multiple times. Yesterday, I told Cade this story. I legitimately went to a gas station because I needed gas, and I was just dying. And I needed a Red Bull. I was like, I just need to go in and get 2 of them because it's always 2 for $5. Like I said, some places it's 3 for $7. It's a good deal, but it's always 2 for $5. So I have to buy 2 because, like I said, my brain is wired economically like that. But anyway, I was pumping gas, and I was like literally fighting an urge to go buy a Red Bull. So I was like, you know what? No, you don't need it. You're a fat piece of shit. You don't need it. That's what I have to tell myself.
Oh my
so
God.
I finished pumping my gas, got in my car, I drove off, drove to the other side of the gas station, just parked and ran inside and grabbed 1. It was $3.23 or something like that for just 1. So you can understand why I buy 2, right?
Yeah. That's how they get you, dude.
That's probably why so many people are overweight and obese here in America with stuff like that, right?
Yeah, remember that documentary Super Size Me?
Never watched it.
Okay.
I remember back in the day, everybody was like, I watched that documentary and I can't eat McDonald's anymore. And I love McDonald's.
I love McDonald's too.
I didn't want to.
I didn't think that at all. I still like McDonald's.
I kind of get grossed out when I eat McDonald's now these days. Like some of the fast food places, I just can't do. McDonald's, Taco Bell, whatever.
You can't do Taco Bell?
It grosses me out. Well, I have celiac, so I'm not supposed to eat gluten. Anything like lactose really affects me pretty heavily. I don't follow it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you see all that cream right there.
Is that got gluten in it?
Probably, but that's lactose right there.
Oh wait, you're lactose intolerant?
Part of it of celiac. Watch, let me tell you everything the celiac covers because I don't even comprehend it because
all I thought you just couldn't eat bread.
No, so I mean it's obviously so celiac essentially is your immune system. It responds by damaging the small intestines, and there's like a lot of different factors, right? Obviously, the main one is gluten, but there's other stuff. I remember my doctor was telling me about this. I'm looking it up. Some people are probably gonna think I'm full of shit. My doctor told me this. It's like gluten, lactose, and I definitely notice a difference. I wouldn't say I'm lactose intolerant because I eat cheese, yogurt, all that good stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But you know what sucks is my son, it's weird. If he ever drinks just like plain milk by itself, he breaks out in a horrible rash, like little hives, kind of bumps all around like his stomach. And he has them now. It's on his stomach and his like leg. So someone gave him milk.
Someone gave him milk?
Probably.
And you knew this from the beginning? Like when he was...
The first time, because when they're up until a year old, they can't... They only drink formula or
bless you.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. They only do formula or they only do obviously milk from the teat, right?
Yes. Titty milk.
Yes. So once it was he was of age, like as soon as we could give him like food, baby food, we were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But they always say wait a year until you give him like regular milk. Just because it'll mess with their stomach. So we waited a year the first time we ever gave him milk. Immediately, like I said, his hives will pop up like that. And it wasn't good. So he drinks like soy milk, oat milk, occasionally almond milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
The good stuff. I hate that kind of stuff. Are you a fan of almond milk?
I do like almond milk. I can drink any milk. When I was dieting pretty hard, that's all I drank was almond milk. I can do almond milk. I
can't do cereal with I need regular real milk with cereal.
Yeah. See, I've never been a big cereal either.
Oh, I love cereal. I could eat cereal probably every day. But you said growing up you only had you didn't have Fruit Loops and Cinnamon Toast Crunch in your house, right? You said you had the healthy stuff?
Yeah, so growing up we only ate really it was all pretty restricted. Sorry. Is that bothering you?
No.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, we only ate if we did have cereal, it was Special K with the dried strawberries.
So this is stuff with the fiber?
I think so. Yeah.
Special K. That's the stuff they advertise to old people for their heart conditions.
That's what we ate.
That's it?
Not in the household. We also obviously ate other things. But yeah. In terms of cereal, once in a blue moon, because my dad, so my mom, she kind of made this, this was the initiative for the household, was to eat healthy.
Your mom is in healthcare, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So growing up, dude, I love you, Mom, but she was the worst fucking cook in the world, dude. She would try to make these healthy meals. I remember one time she made these stuffed bell peppers with more vegetables and cheese and some kind of
stuffed the bell pepper with more vegetables.
Yeah, and vegan meat. And oh fuck,
tofu, or what's vegan meat? I guess
maybe not vegan meat. Maybe I think it was probably turkey. Ground turkey?
Ground turkey. I like ground turkey.
I do too, but at the time, it was brutal. So my dad was always very, very big into eating really good food, right?
Yeah.
Going out, trying new things.
Yeah.
So he's a really big peanut butter guy, which I'm a really big peanut butter guy too nowadays. but he would sometimes sneak us some peanut butter Captain Crunch. Oh,
He'd
dude.
have to sneak it to you.
Not like sneak
But
it to
yeah,
me,
yeah.
but like he'd be like, hey, I got some. And that
You got
box
the
would be
stuff.
gone in like a day or two.
That is hilarious.
And then when I'd go and spend the nights at my friend's house, dude, they would just have all the fucking good stuff, right? And we actually only drank 2% milk at my household. So when everybody else had whole milk, so when I drank whole milk, I got sick. And then here's another thing too, is my buddy was cooking eggs, and we ate eggs. Eggs are good for you.
Did you just do egg whites?
My mom only ate egg whites.
Mm.
She thought the yolk was terrible for you, for your cholesterol. But we still ate the yolk. Anyway, some of my buddies are they're like, hey, I'm going to make some eggs. You want some? I was like, yeah. And we're like in middle school, maybe elementary school at the time. He uses bacon grease. And, dude, they were so good. I was sick for days.
Really?
I swear to God, dude.
Your body just reacted. I mean, that's how it
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my body is used to stuff like that. Like greasy food. Like, I need that shit sometimes, dude. It's hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have no, what is it, self-control, no restraint when it comes to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm hungry, I like to just be able to eat, stop and get something.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have times where I'll pack a lunch.
Yeah.
And we'll still go pick up something. We'll still go eat. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, we do it all the time.
You and I, this is something we've always kind of had in common. We're big eaters. Not like we just eat a shit ton of food, but we do like to try like new stuff. Like we had one semester in college, best semester of my life. I think I failed every class that semester, but it was the best semester of my life because we had like 2 or 3 classes together. We had or two
back
classes,
to back
with like an hour break in between.
Yeah.
Right, an hour and a half or whatever. So we would always just try new restaurants we'd never been to.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great time. And I mean, honestly, we've kind of fallen the bad habit now too.
Exactly, because we're in a epicenter of like cool restaurants right here.
Yeah.
Epicenter.
Like we went to Red Robin the other day.
Horrible experience.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I like to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I could bring my food every day if I wanted to. I could.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It doesn't fulfill me. Which that part of me is like I want to be happy and enjoy myself.
You like the experience of getting out too.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. I don't like to be out that much. If I'm being honest with you. I just like food. You know what I mean? I like good food, and not saying like the food I pack isn't good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think, I don't know what it is.
I understand what you're saying.
Like I said, I don't like to restrict myself. And that's one of my problems I have with celiac. Like, dude, gluten is in everything. Did you know, like, you probably know because I've told you, but gluten is in, like, they have, your deodorant has gluten, like body washes, shampoos. And, like, there's certain stuff. I've never noticed it with, like, shampoos or body wash.
Mm-hmm.
I take that back. Shampoos, I've noticed it a couple times because my head will just be, like, super sensitive.
Yeah.
But deodorants, man, like, they'll, like, literally burn my skin.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And so I don't like when I go to the store and I'm, like, trying to, like, be like, oh, what doesn't have gluten? You know, I'm looking at labels. I'm never going to be that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
I try to like eat stuff that I know that I don't think has gluten.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always happen. I mean, I still eat bread way too much.
Mm-hmm.
But like gluten-free stuff is expensive, and it's usually higher in fats, so it's not that good for you.
Yeah.
But if you ever go to like a restaurant, and you know they have gluten-free bread or gluten-free pizzas, it's usually like $2 to $4 more.
Yeah.
On top of it, which is stupid.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I saw this person on TikTok, this girl who posted that she moved to, I think it was Sweden, with her husband, and like she was making a series on TikTok about like stuff that, like culture shocks or whatever from moving from the U.S. to Sweden, and one of them was that she went to the doctors, and she has celiac, and they gave her a voucher.
Mm-hmm.
They give people with celiac a monthly voucher to use on groceries.
Huh.
It's pretty cool, huh?
That is
Could
cool.
you ever imagine something like that happening here? Ever?
No.
Never. People would be like, these damn people are getting these handouts. But it's true. It's ridiculous. Like when I do eat gluten, You son of a bitch. We're just going to go because I think it's still recording on here, right? Yeah. So for people who are wondering what just happened, we have a backup camera right here of Cade. He's had this issue probably about 5 times. And he promised me today that it was fixed about your storage. But, here's the thing. I kind of think storage on iPhones is kind of fraudulent. I think it's manufactured. I don't think it's legit.
Yeah, because, this phone has unlimited space, right?
Well, I think... So I was getting super stressed, probably a month ago because we were trying to film. We use our phones to film. It's whatever. But I was trying to film, and I was full on storage. So I deleted 5 apps, deleted shit ton of messages, deleted a bunch of pictures, videos. I cleared up 10 gigs. And then I go back the next 2 days and it's just full again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? There's no possible way. And so I had to offload some apps. I had to use Google Photos to keep all my photos on the cloud, which I don't really like, but anyway, I don't have celiac super, super bad. I mean, it can mess me up pretty bad. I just feel lethargic and my stomach will bother me and whatnot. And it'll just put me in a bad mood. Some people have it really, really bad to the point where they can't do stuff, which sucks. Because if you're not, if you're already kind of hurting for money and you have something like that, kind of fucked,
Odds are against you. Yeah, yeah, dude, that sucks. I don't have any of that. Well, you know what, me and you need to start getting B12 shots.
What is that? I've heard of that.
They're $12. They increase your energy levels, naturally. Brian was telling me about it the other day.
Are they safe? Are they healthy?
They're safe. $25 a shot.
How do you get them?
You go to this place. He said he'd send me the link. But I know me and you do have that situation. We're always feeling super tired all the time.
Always.
I could drink a whole pot of coffee in a day and take a nap.
Here's the thing. I think when people like you, when you drink coffee that often, I think it no longer has an effect on you. You get a tolerance for it. How much you drink coffee or how often you drink coffee, there's no way it does anything for you right now. I don't think so.
You saying I'm an addict?
Are you saying you're an addict?
Fuck. Is this an intervention? No, yeah.
I'm not doing a good job because I'm drinking coffee with you.
I know, man. You need to find solidarity.
I
haven't drank alcohol. Today is it's been a week. It was a week on Monday because I did have a cocktail on Sunday. So today it's been a week and a day.
So that's, hey, good for you. So what are your plans? Are you stopping drinking at all?
Obviously not, because I'm going to the Dominican. I'm going to get wicked. Not crazy, but I'm going to have drinks, obviously, because Bacardi.
It's included.
Yeah, it's all included.
It's all inclusive, yeah. You have to.
Yeah.
Get your money's worth.
But
you'll make your money back at that bar. That's how those things work.
Yeah. But I feel good. More of it was just take a break. Because like I said, I was getting crazy on the weekends. So I think mentally, health-wise too, I feel a lot better. Yeah. Yeah.
Mentally,
I feel sharper.
Nice.
Because usually on the weekends I would drink, and then on Mondays were so brutal. Not because I was hungover, because I was exhausted.
Yeah. Well, we both had it. We had a couple string of weekends because April was a very eventful month.
Yeah, April was wild, man.
Right, because it was my fiance's birthday. We went out to Sawmill, which is a cool place here in Albuquerque. Bars everywhere. We both got pretty.
Twisted.
Wicked. Is that the word you used earlier? Yeah. And then the week after was my birthday. So we did something for that, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much it.
That was it. That was the last weekend.
Oh, no, we went golfing too.
That was the weekend of.
No. I'm talking about because we went to.
You're talking about because your birthday was when? Wednesday?
My birthday was on a Monday, but we went on a Sunday. We went to Hollow Spirits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then we had a golfing trip that weekend after as well.
Okay. So we had your fiance. Then we went to that's when we went to Rio Bravo and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we went golfing. That's 3 weekends where I was just gone,
pretty bad, yeah. Yeah, you had me taking shots when we were golfing, and I don't take shots.
Yeah.
And we didn't finish. Did we? Oh, no, we finished all 18 holes.
Finished all 18. We went from like 11 o'clock to like sun was coming down. I mean, we were there all day in the hot sun. I wasn't drinking any water. I don't know if you were.
No. I had 2 hot dogs. You didn't eat anything that day. I had to leave, thank God. I'm like super want to play golf a lot more now, though. We got a Top Golf here in Albuquerque finally, which is awesome. Haven't been, have you? It's like hard to get into.
Cindy's been like 5 times already.
What?
Yeah.
Got the hookup?
I guess.
I want to go. That's expensive too, and it's another place you kind of have to drink. But I mean, I've never been kind of person where like I ever feel the need to like have to drink a bunch. You know what I mean? Again, like you said, there was occasions.
Yeah, I mean, me either. I mean, when we've had, sometimes we've drinking during the week, like after work, we get a beer, something, because we just need like, it's been stressful and stuff like that, which I don't see an issue with. I think, if you were talking to Emma and I on the Mental Debrief podcast, we'd say that's a form of escapism, right? Yeah. Which it totally is. And, I mean, it's just, these last weekends were hard, though, because there was just always something going on. And there always is, it seems like.
And the week after that, we had the NFL draft. You kind of bowed out on that, which was okay. We went golfing. We were supposed to go golfing with my dad.
Oh, yeah. Thursday we were supposed to get wicked, too.
Yeah, which we didn't.
Yeah, I was abstinent all week.
Yep.
And, I was so grumpy.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing, dude. I'm happy for you. Like, not that you've ever been like an alcoholic,
crippling alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's never
like
affected.
Shaking in the morning, having to take a shot. Yeah. I mean, I know. It's just like it's still. I mean, with being our age and with stuff going on all the time, it's so hard.
And where we're at too, or where we work, like one of the places we work is just too easy to drink over there.
Yeah.
Like some people there, we're okay. We don't have issues. I think we're level-headed enough where it's not a problem. But some people there, that's all they do is they get drunk the entire day.
Like
the entire
have
shift.
to.
They have to.
Yeah.
Right? They drink throughout the shift. As soon as the shift's over,
more drinking.
There's
a bar down the street that everybody goes to. Yeah, but I mean, I've done these before. This is not the first time I've done this. But regardless, let's see how long it lasts. That's why, this weekend, man, I just stayed home, in my own element.
Relaxed.
Yeah, drink.
No worries.
No worries, dude.
Well, let me go ahead and talk about something that should worry you, kid. We kind of talked about this a little bit. So the rocket debris from the Chinese space station launch, you heard about it?
Yes.
Are you scared? No. Okay. So for those who don't know, so China launched a rocket, the Long March 5B rocket. They launched it. I don't know exactly what day it was launched. April 29th, it looks like. Anyways, so the rocket took off and took something else, I guess, into the atmosphere. The debris that was supposed to kind of come back down got pulled into the orbit. It's orbiting the Earth right now. And it's supposed to make a re-entry back into Earth's atmosphere. But nobody knows when or where the debris will hit our planet. Apparently, the rocket is unpredictably falling back to the Earth. And again, this will be one of the largest instances of uncontrolled re-entry of a spacecraft and could potentially land on an inhabited area.
Ooh.
So, how do you feel about that?
I feel all right.
I mean, that's pretty scary in all honesty. Like, I used to have when I was younger, I used to have a phobia. Not a phobia. I used to be pretty afraid of like natural disasters. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this before.
Yeah, me too, man.
You too?
Yeah.
Oh, I was always convinced anytime I went to like Florida or California, because my family used to go to California every weekend.
Yeah.
The tsunami was gonna just take me out.
See, I got caught in a tropical storm flying into Florida one time. I thought we were done.
Do you think it was a tsunami?
No,
See, like
It was
ones,
crazy. It was
Yeah.
that was scary.
the ones that like terrified me were the ones that had like
The-
very low chance of happening, like a tsunami,
like the most
um,
catastrophic event possible.
Yeah,
Ye-
well, like the movie The Day After Tomorrow. Do you remember that? Traumatized me. as
Oh
a child.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
With
just
Jake Gyllenhaal.
is he in that?
Yes, he's the main
Hmm.
guy. And
I
Dennis
just
Quaid.
pictured myself being in the airplane taking off and then just looking back and the water was just engulfing the state of California. Meteors. I remember I went. There's a
Okay.
meteor site somewhere up here in
Yeah.
like New Mexico or Arizona that I went to.
So that was my big fear. Is I
Meteors.
thought a massive meteor about the size of Earth was going to collide into us one day.
Yeah.
And the 2012,
The Mayan
the Mayan
calendar.
calendar.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was another one too, wasn't there?
I don't know. That was a huge one, the Mayan calendar. I thought that was going to happen. I remember betting and 2012 wasn't even that long ago. Let's say I made a bet with my cousin probably 2011, so it's 10 years ago. So I was still 15, way too
Mhm.
old to be doing stuff like this. I bet my cousin $1 million that the world was going to end on whatever day it was supposed to end.
Were you scared?
I thought it was going to happen, man. Did you ever see the movie 2012 with
Nicolas Cage?
No. The
Yes.
guy that looks like him. No.
Oh, John Cusack.
Cusack, yeah.
I get those two mixed up.
I thought that again, another instance, like, man, this stuff is gonna happen. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna get out of this? I used to be scared of stuff like that. The meteors in particular, though, that one really freaked me out. Any like natural disaster, I always latched onto for whatever reason. It's a good thing I wasn't like able to comprehend stuff for Y2K. I would probably been losing it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I asked my parents about Y2K. They said they didn't read too much into it. But yeah, 2012, I was fearing for my life, dude. Not because what was I, a junior?
We were both too old to probably be worrying about that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, this this rocket, to get back to this Chinese space rocket, it really kind of freaks me out because I'm looking at it. I'm just kind of reading a little more about it so I don't sound stupid. But it's saying the high speed of the rocket body means that it orbits Earth roughly every 90 minutes. And so just a change of a few minutes in re-entry time results in re-entry point thousands of kilometers away. So, I mean, hopefully, there's 70% water on this Earth or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it just lands in the ocean. Even then, it's kind of like...
It's going to cause some kind of, like, tsunami.
If it lands... Shoot, what if it lands next to the Dominican Republic when you're there? Takes out that entire... Is it an island?
Yeah.
Takes out that entire island.
Just grab a surfboard, dude. Catch a wave.
Some Point Break.
Get your wave to the
Some
States.
Point Break stuff.
Yeah.
Or some James Bond stuff. Do you remember that old James Bond movie where he's like surfing and it just looks so fake?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'll have to show you one day. No, this is something crazy, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you kind of asked the question, like, why can't we just shoot a laser at it?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know why we can't do that. I'm sure there's a logical reason. It doesn't sound like something we could do yet.
About what?
Just shooting it with a laser.
Oh, yeah. That's what we were talking about.
How do you think that would work, like logistically?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I think that's what everybody just assumes. It's like,
Shoot it with a laser.
lasers, yeah. But jets, they could fly some jets up there and just try to fuck it up, I guess.
What do you mean, though? I guess I don't understand.
Fly it up and shoot rockets at it.
You want them to blow it up. That's
Yeah.
okay.
That's my solution.
So the rocket itself is roughly 21 tons.
It's not bad.
Okay, so say you break it up, there's still a lot of debris that's coming down. Probably on fire. Legit.
Raining hellfire. I don't know.
I can't help but feel like this is Donald Trump's fault.
Hey man, the guys had enough.
Well, Cade,
Let's not give him the satisfaction.
we're going to have to end it on that horrible note.
Yeah. Any good news? What do you got plans for this weekend?
What is this weekend? Mother's Day. I don't know. We wanted to go to this restaurant here called Los Poblanos. Right? You said you had the hookup.
I don't.
Couldn't get a reservation. I know you didn't. It's okay. I appreciate you saying that, but I wasn't like holding out hope.
I didn't say like I knew. I said it just because I wanted to
You
say
said,
it.
dude, I hit the guy up, tell him my boy needs a table for 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know. We were planning on initially going to the lake this weekend, but we kind of have to change our plans, obviously, for Mother's Day, which is fine. You going to visit your mama?
Yep, going to good old Roswell, CTR.
Should I reconcile with my mother for Mother's Day?
I think you should.
Don't say that to me.
How would you go about it?
I wouldn't. I don't have to. I don't talk to my mother for many reasons, but I wouldn't. I got nothing to say, man. You always jokingly like tell me I should reconcile. Do you genuinely mean that, or do you just say it because you know it bothers me?
I'm being serious. I wouldn't. That would be so messed up as your friend if I just jokingly was like, "Yeah, dude, you should totally be friends with your mom." Like my brother has the same issue. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're better now. I shouldn't be saying this. Shouldn't we? We shouldn't be putting this on air.
I don't care.
Anyway, here, let's do a practice run. All right, I'll be your mother. Anthony.
You bitch.
Anthony, hear me
Say
out.
it to her.
I know that this has been a challenging time for us in these past handful of years. But just wanted to let you know, you're my son, and I care for you.
I'm rolling my eyes because she would say something just like that.
That's
because
perfect.
Because you're being like cheesy, right? You're trying to be like a cheesy inspirational thing.
That's genuine. That's from the heart. I'm a fucking actor. What do you expect?
But you're acting, right? You're putting on an act.
Well, I can't
That's how
actually
she
be.
would. That's how she would go about it.
I can't actually be your
It's
mother.
like not real, you know. Because she'll occasionally hit me up like we'll just get into like a huge fight, a huge argument.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking for months, and then she'll hit me up like randomly and be like, "I'm thinking of you today. I hope you have a blessed day." And I don't like that shit. To me, I find that very disingenuous.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's not. I don't take your. I don't. You don't.
I understand. I don't.
How she is
I
as
don't
a
know
person,
her.
It's not real. Yeah,
I don't know her
yeah.
like that, like you do. I know
Yeah.
when sorry, I shouldn't say her name. I know your mother. Like we see each other, we hug, say, "Hey, how you doing?" Stuff like that. That's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I get it.
Anyway, be good to your mothers if you guys are on good terms right, for Mother's Day. Go buy
Yeah.
your mom something good.
This is a very roller coaster of a Airport Road podcast episode.
He said, "Let's talk about something light." We went to that. Hey, Kate, you finished The Sopranos, man. You gotta take
Yeah.
us on that. What do you think? You've been talking about it when you started initially.
I started. I can't remember last month.
No, but you talked about it on the podcast when we.
Oh yeah. It was fucking awesome, man. It was fucking awesome. I suggest you go fucking watch it. It's a great show. Great character arcs, development. In terms of script writing, it fills in all this commentary about gay men, mafia dudes.
Gay man.
Yeah,
Really?
there's an episode, dude. It's fucking awesome. It's such a good episode because it's the guy you least expect would be gay, and he actually has like a relationship.
Is
And
it Silvio?
No, it's not Sylvia. It's
I'm
not
just looking at the
Sylvia
cast.
Dante.
I'm trying to guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Anyway, here's the thing though. Like, I'm one of those guys who watches a movie or a show and I look at how the actor is like portraying this character. And do you do that?
Yeah, I'm very huge into like how like film is or how people act stuff out for sure.
Yeah. And this episode, it was probably one of my favorite episodes. But how these two actors who I knew were straight men, I mean, they got gay, dude. But that's like awesome, man.
Like they committed? Is that what
They
you're trying
committed to
say?
the role. Like they committed. And they're totally two different like guys.
Point them out to me.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you.
I probably won't watch it, but go ahead and let me see if I can guess because I have two guesses.
That
It
person.
wasn't one of them. What about the other one?
Yeah.
Let me try to guess it.
He's not in there because he was only in 2 episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
is Steve Buscemi in there pretty frequently?
He's in for 1 season.
Huh.
He actually plays a really good character.
I am a huge Steve Buscemi guy, but the guy that played the main guy,
Mm-hmm.
Soprano, right? What's his name?
Oh,
The main character, Tony?
James Gandolfini.
Yeah. What's the main character's name? Is
oh.
it Tony
Soprano. Yeah.
Did this guy ever go on to do anything else? Oh, he passed away.
Yeah, he's dead. So his son, he has a son that looks
that's
pretty.
horrible.
He has a son that
Whoops.
looks very similar to him. So they're gonna make a movie, a prequel to Sopranos called Saints of Newark, and he's gonna be Tony Soprano. Look it up.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So
It's a timepiece.
Now, okay, I'm gonna sound ignorant.
Yeah.
This show, The Sopranos,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Is this a fictional character or is this a real person?
It's a fictional character.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Why?
Well, I don't know. The name sounded very familiar, and I was like, huh. Is this
So-
like a documentary? Not a documentary, but like a, you know what I mean?
I
didn't know.
I mean, like you see, there's a lot of movies about the mafia and stuff like that. And I think they take a lot of inspiration for a lot of the crime families that happened in like the East Coast area during that time. So I'm sure they got some inspiration. So like Tony Soprano's family of the New Jersey chapter, they're looked at at New York like they're like small time guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're New Jersey. They're not New York. But they actually generate a lot of money and stuff like that. Because Tony Soprano, he's like the dude. Another one of my favorite episodes was when he takes peyote.
Peyote, that's like a drug, right?
Hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Peyote.
Dude.
I learned about that actually.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
Sopranos, it's an investment. The 6th season was fucking weird. It was very Lynchian. It's very cut weird. Quick cuts from one to the other, and especially the final scene, the infamous scene that everybody's been talking about, where it cuts to black. If you don't know it already, I'm sorry.
Did you see? Oh, I gotta show you something. Well, let me ask. I don't have my phone. Did you see the teaser trailer for Dexter?
No, pull it up, dude.
It's super short, but oh my gosh, I just remember one of the very first Airport Road podcasts was talking about the return of Dexter. That just remember you were talking about an infamous ending, and that just reminded me. This is super short. All right, kid, peep it.
So they're gonna continue Dexter, huh?
Doesn't get you hyped? That was a show that I never thought was gonna get like properly finished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for that because I mean we've talked so much about how much the ending sucked. Did the ending of Sopranos suck? Because you said it was an infamous ending.
Okay, so the ending of Sopranos. I mean, Sopranos is such a big show.
Yeah.
Right. It's considered one of the greatest shows of all time. The reason why it was such a debatable ending is because there's an uncertainty. You don't know what actually happens to Tony.
I hate that.
And that's what happened with Dexter, right? You just see him in a cabin with a fucking beard, and you're like, all right, so we know he's alive, but that's it. You know, you're so much investment, emotional, like you feel like you know them as a person, right? And with Tony, he's out with his family. At the end, there's a lot of stuff that transpired, but apparently the New York crowd, they go out and you see this guy, very suspicious guy, right? And the mob likes to do this. They like to send somebody in. He goes to the bathroom. He comes out. He pops you, and then he rushes out. So this guy goes to the bathroom, and then he comes out, and he cuts the black. You're going to have to YouTube it. But that's all. Everybody doesn't know what's happening.
How do you feel about endings like that?
You know, with The Sopranos, I already saw the ending because I YouTubed the ending a long time ago.
You always do that. You YouTube the ending of everything.
Because everybody talked about The Sopranos.
Okay, so, but anyway, how do you feel about those? About stuff that ends like that? Because I have a very strong opinion on it.
I guess in this instance, I was like already like expecting it, so I didn't feel so much of an fulfillment. But the Dexter one, I was pissed. I remember that.
See, that one, the fact that they ended it like that, it was frustrating because it wasn't like, oh shit, he's alive, that's cool, like, or that's interesting, like, why is he alive? The stupid thing about it was that he was like a lumberjack.
Oh yeah,
he was like a lumberjack.
That was fitting,
and it was
given his
he likes to
chop up people. Yeah,
but no, I was like, it left you with like the what the hell is going on? Why is that going on? It was a very incomprehensible logic for that show because like he left his kid with that Hannah chick who he like really didn't know.
Yeah,
how did he survive?
She was a killer too, right?
Yeah, she would poison. Yeah. She was a poisoner. Yeah. Like, how would he? Like, logically, he probably wouldn't have survived. Mm-hmm. Even like the ending of the Dark Knight Rises. Do you remember the ending of that movie? when he flies the bomb, and then you see him in the cockpit, Batman, and you see him in the cockpit, and then like it cuts to the timer on the bomb, and the bomb blows up, and then like at the end, Alfred's in some place and he sees him.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, wait, is he hallucinating? Did he really see him there? Because there's no way he would have gone. I mean, that was debatable. Let me tell you something, though, because I've been recommending the show to you. Are you going to watch Defending Jacob? Because if you will, I won't talk about it. But if not, I'm going to talk about it.
Nah, go for it.
Okay, so this show is about, it's an amazing show. I recommend it. One of the best shows I've ever seen, acting-wise. It was, like, very compelling. If you're going to watch it, spoiler alert, skip all this. So the entire show, it's about 6 or 8 episodes, I forget, is about whether or not Jacob, who's Chris Evans' son, I forget the actor who plays Jacob, he's like this high school boy, if he killed this other kid or not, right? There's like a lot of evidence that shows that he may have done it. How do I get into this like shortly? So a lot of people think like he did it or not. He gets found, they arrest him for it. But he goes on trial, and there's like a lot of conflicting stuff. Like, did he do it? No, he didn't do it. And then you're like, shit, maybe he did do it. And eventually he gets off because this guy, like this pedophile guy, wrote a note saying he did it, right? That he killed the little kid because he was in love with the kid, and then the pedophile like killed himself, right? So that's how Jacob gets off. And then you find out like Chris Evans' dad, who is also like a murderer, who it wasn't his life, is in prison, played by J.K. Simmons, awesome character. He hired some dude to make that pedophile like confess, and then they killed the guy. And so like you're still wondering like did he did he do it or not?
Killed him?
And then so the mom is like going crazy because she's like, I think you did it. Like there's all this stuff like. Okay. Anyways, I could get into it a lot more, but I'm gonna keep it short. So there's so she's going crazy. So she gets him in the car. And she's like driving, and it's like snowing outside, and she's like talking to him. She's just like, I need, I don't think I'll ever know the truth if you did it or not. I need you to tell me, like, you need to tell me the truth. And he was like, she starts going really, really fast, and he's like, I didn't do it, I promise. And she's like, I don't believe you, like I'm your mother, and I'll always love you, but I need you to tell me you did it. And then he was like, okay, fine, I killed him. He's like, is that what you want to hear? Now please just stop. And then she's like, I don't, I'll never know. So she swerves because there's like this huge overpass bridge, and she swerves and hits the wall and like puts both herself and like the son in a coma, and that's how the show ends.
Jeez.
So you don't know if he ever did it or not. And the director came out and said, the director was like, I'm more interested in like the dynamic of it. I'm not so much interested in as to whether or not he did it or not. And I
you want that answer.
I watched this like 2 months ago, and I'm still stressed about it. Like we're just talking about it brings up a lot. You know what I mean? Because
I like me personally, I like when directors try to take
it up.
Yeah, because I mean it's like movies like Pulp Fiction, right? Here's a good example. It's a totally different scenario, but when John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson's characters are going to find this briefcase filled with what they're trying to obtain for their boss, they open it. You don't see what's in it, but it just glows gold, right? And Quentin Tarantino went on saying that you didn't need to know what it was. It's whatever you value most in there, right? We talk about how we give stuff value, right? But that's exactly why I like kind of the art form of what is cinema and TV, is because what do you value at the end of the show? Do you value everything that has transpired in that season? The acting, stuff like that. I don't know. Is this making sense?
I see what
I feel
you're
like
saying.
I'm like,
no. I see exactly what you're saying, but because I'm a huge cinema person. So are you. I think we both look at them like very critically, but we have totally polar opposite views on film.
Yeah, it's like the director doesn't want you to seek the answer. Instead of focusing on that and obsessing on that, what they want you to do is kind of step back and realize everything that has happened.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and say this, because I think it's in some cases it can be done pretty well. I'll say that. Some cases, if it's done correctly, I think it could be very like powerful for film. But in some cases, I think it's kind of lazy. I
Mm.
think it's really like, I think it's kind of a cop out for directors to be like, not saying they didn't know how to end it, but be like, well, you know, we'll leave it up for imagination. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people feel that way about certain stuff. It's like, come on, I just invested 10 plus hours into this TV show, maybe even more. Like for Dexter, like I invested, that's probably 70 plus hours. So I just invested all of this time, and I'm not even going to get like a legitimate answer. Like, you know, you just didn't know how to end it, so you just had him being.
Yeah.
Because there was originally no plans for Dexter to ever get another season. It's been like 8-9 years since that show's aired on HBO.
2013, right?
Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, that was a grind for me.
Yeah,
That was
it
a
was.
grind.
It was, but I'm so stoked because the reason they're coming back with the show is because they knew it got so much backlash.
Mm.
And I've watched videos like on Watch Mojo, of like the top 10 worst TV show endings, and I know Sopranos has been on there.
Yeah.
Because people don't like that. People, like I said, you invest so much time.
But
you feel
it's
like you
more
need that clarity.
No, I don't think so.
There's gonna be a debate between people, like,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so like hard to do because you're gonna polarize. You're gonna get.
You should have seen the last season. Like the answer is in the seasons. What happened to him? Now everybody doesn't know whether Tony Soprano is dead or alive. I mean, his actor is dead. May he rest in peace. So there'll never be a reboot like Dexter's don't. You know
So
what
you'll
they're
never
doing.
get to
You'll
get to
never
that,
get
yeah.
a C, right? Because they'll never replace it.
That's frustrating.
But here's the thing: the answer is in the seasons. So it cuts to black. The music goes away. I'll have to show it to you.
I'll have
But
to watch
as
it,
you
before I can comment
as
on
you
it.
watch it, you understand what actually really happened. There's so many subtle like images, meaning behind a lot of conversations.
I'll have to
Yeah.
watch it because there's some instances that it's done correctly. Like I'll give you one, the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, like the way it ends with him in like the mental insane asylum,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you wonder like, did any of that happen? Because we've seen instances throughout the movie of him like,
Yeah, he's an unreliable narrator.
yes,
Yes.
exactly, the unreliable narrator,
Mhm.
whatever, yes, that when it's done correctly, and it like keeps you guessing. Like the whole time, like the whole storyline with like that Zazie Beetz character, the girl, his neighbor.
Uh-huh.
You can see that
That's her
playing out.
name?
That's the Zazie Beetz. That's the actress's name.
Okay.
I don't know the girl's name in the movie, in the show or movie. But like when it's done like that, I think that could be really powerful. But sometimes, like I said, a lot of times I feel like it's just kind of cheap.
Yeah, and it's funny because the guy who did the Joker did such a great job. Yeah, he's like he
A
did.
horrible actor or a horrible director.
He did the Hangovers,
He
Due
did-
Date.
He did Due Date
Yeah,
and Hangover. I didn't know he did.
and he's
I
in
didn't
all
know.
those movies as like a cameo.
Todd Phillips.
Yeah,
He also did that that horrible
Starsky and Hutch, Old School. I like all these movies.
He did like he was dabbling into like action movies beforehand.
Oh,
Before
really?
this, like recently, like after, in between the Joker and like the Hangover,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it was like that not Hercules. What was it? It was like he was getting a rep for like not being a good director. I didn't know he did.
He's a good comedian director. Like he's a great comedian director. However,
I didn't know he did do that. I love that movie.
he doesn't. He said he'll never make another comedy piece because you can't make comedy in a PC environment.
Did he say that?
Yes,
Of course he did.
look up the quote.
What am I thinking of? What movie? I'm thinking of a different director because he did that War Dogs movie. No, I guess I'm thinking of somebody else. Who what's that guy's name? Never mind. There's a director who did something kind of similar. Who had like a really good movie after a couple shitty movies. If he's directing this Hulk Hogan biopic, however you want to pronounce it. Have you heard about that?
He's the leading guy.
Who would you? Because I think this is perfect. Who would you have play Hulk Hogan, young Hulk Hogan?
I don't know.
It's Chris Hemsworth.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I think Logan Paul. Or
He's
not
an actor. Come on, dude.
the oldest one. Is that
Yeah,
Logan?
Logan Paul. Come on. I'm glad you didn't answer that. He's not an actor though.
He's a douche.
Yeah, that he is.
He plays a good
yes.
douche, right?
He doesn't play a douche. He is a douche.
That's what I'm saying, though. He could be one. Look, I got typecasted one time
As what?
as an asshole.
I'm just kidding. By who?
Remember
Me?
at that one audition?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I always get typecasted as like the Mexican. You know? It happens. Dude, that movie's gonna bother me now.
Anyway.
It was what's the Legend of the Sword? King Arthur. Who directed this movie? It's gonna bother me.
Merlin.
No, it was King Arthur. It came out in 2017, directed by Guy Ritchie. That's who I'm thinking of. And then he directed like a really good movie recently. Anyways, I could sit here and talk about movies all day. That's why we're gonna start our movie podcast. Jacob actually came up with a name. It's gonna be called the Coral Drive Podcast. Coral Road Podcast. No, Coral Drive. 'Cause it's not gonna be too similar to the airport road. The Coral Drive is the street next to Universal Studios. Pretty cool, huh? I'll give 100% credit to Jacob on
there
that.
is also a Sopranos podcast too called Talking Sopranos with Michael Imperioli and Bobby Bacala. I can't remember. Michael Imperioli plays Christopher Moltisanti on Sopranos. And I don't know the actor's name, but Bobby Baklava.
Baklava?
No, it's not Baklava. He is his person, the actor, is on it.
I know we're getting towards the end,
We should cut it.
but let me tell you something. I want to end on this because I feel very strong about this. I absolutely hate mafia pieces.
Yeah, me and
That's
you are
it.
completely different, dude.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching.
You don't want to go down this a little bit further?
All right, let's talk about it. I've only
Did
seen
you like-
one mafia movie that I ever liked.
Was it The Irishman?
Yes. And let me even tell you this. I didn't even finish that movie because it was too damn long. I like Robert De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
I love Joe Pesci. But when it's like when they're they're smooth talking and whatnot, I can't get into that. I can't follow that stuff. And that's not like a racial thing or a prejudice thing or
No, I
whatever
think
you want
it
to
is.
call it. It's not.
I think
It's
it
not.
is. You should take it there.
You want me to go there? Because I got some stuff to say. No, I don't. I don't. But I don't know why. Why do you find mafia pieces so intriguing? Because to me, let me hear you say. Why do you find them so intriguing?
Well, first off, I think I'm more of a fan of timepieces.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not.
Yeah. So, growing up watching The Godfather and Godfather 2, oh, dude, classic. There's a lot of character development in
Never
those
seen 'em.
movies. It's amazing. And
Never
then, Scorsese. You like Wolf of Wall Street.
Love
That's
Wolf
a
of Wall Street.
timepiece.
No, it's not.
That's a timepiece.
How so?
Because it was set in the 1980s.
Okay.
Timepieces
I
are
like
when they-
timepieces to a certain point. When it gets too far back, I get taken out of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Scorsese, he did. Robert De Niro is a great actor, and he's in majority of Scorsese's films, but he did Goodfellas, right?
He do Taxi Driver or whatever it's called.
Taxi Driver was great, but it's not mafia. He did Raging Bull.
But it was a Scorsese one, right?
Yeah. But Goodfellas, and Robert De Niro is not even the lead; it's Ray Liotta. And Ray Liotta's, I can't stand him as an actor, but he's great in that. And Joe Pesci's in it as well.
Is Al Pacino in it?
No. But that's another good movie, Donnie Brasco. Johnny Depp is the lead. He's an FBI informant who penetrates not literally, figuratively, a mafia crime family, and he gets brought in by Al Pacino.
So I will say this. I haven't seen a lot of mafia movies.
Uh-huh.
But there's a reason because I just don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I find them all very, very similar.
Like redundant?
Yes.
Like just a bunch of
Like
killing?
you could tell me the story of every single one of those movies you just listed.
Yeah.
And to me, they'd probably all kind of be very, very similar.
Well, Donnie Brasco and Goodfellas are all based off true stories.
And so is The Irishman. And that, the main reason I wanted to watch The Irishman was because, it was like Joe Pesci's return kind of thing, right? He hadn't been in a movie in forever.
Yeah, and he was even like they both got really tired of being mafia characters.
And my mother-in-law, she works for Teamsters. and that movie's based off of Teamsters and Jimmy Hoffa and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So she wanted to watch it, so we watched it together. That was probably if it were up to me, I wouldn't have watched it on my own. And
Mhm.
I enjoyed that movie. I like, and we're totally different. I absolutely love like the technical side of movies, like where we're at today, like the de-aging that happened in that movie.
Mhm.
I like stuff like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I thought it took me out of it a little bit because Robert De Niro looked like he was like 30, but he was walking the same,
Oh,
walking like an old
yeah.
man. But and I like visual effects, like CGI effects. You know what I mean? I know you could probably take them or leave them,
Yeah.
right? I like stuff like that. I think that's where film's at today.
Mm.
I enjoy like that part of film.
One thing too is that I just lost I thought someone was going to come into the studio. I just lost my train of thought.
One thing. I said I like visual effects.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there wasn't much visual effects, but last night I watched this great movie, and it's called Martyrs, and it was a French horror film, and it was
Horror?
Horror,
not whores.
no, French horror film. I could see that. Dude, it was freaking terrifying. It was an indie film in 2008. Had a budget of like 1.5 million. Did terrible at the box office, but it's like a cult classic now.
I feel like the because we're both huge horror movie enthusiasts. The horror movies that do horror, I see where you messed that up. The horror movies that do best, in my opinion, that are the best are the ones that are made with like no budget. Because you got people who understand like how to use, how to kind of use what they got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get a movie like, and there's exceptions, obviously, like the Conjuring movies that have huge budgets. I freaking love those.
I
movies.
love The Conjuring.
La Llorona, horrible. The Nun, horrible.
The Nun was terrible.
Terrible.
The Nun in itself is a terrifying being, but the movie was so bad.
It had potential, man. It was disappointing because, I agree. I think it had a lot of potential for...
Like, The Nun in Conjuring 2 was... I was scared, dude.
Yeah, I love the part where you just see the shadow going to the painting.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was a great... Conjuring 2 was great. It's so hard to follow up with the good first movie. Conjuring 2 is amazing.
And now we got Conjuring 3 coming out soon.
Yeah.
looks
From the
good.
guy who directed La Llorona, so...
That is the... Yeah,
Was
that's
it
the thing.
James Wong who did the first two? One?
Yeah, W-A-N.
My bad.
James Wan directed the first one. I think, and then he's had he's been a producer on all of them.
Okay.
But I don't think he's directed. None of the movies in the Conjuring universe, there's like all 3 Annabelle movies, now all 3 Conjuring movies, La Llorona, The Nun. I think there's another one. All different directors, which kind of makes the continuity. That's like why they're different. But James Wan has been like a producer on all of them, and he kind of started. He's the guy who did Saw 1, Aquaman. I still can't believe he did Aquaman. That's actually a visually stunning movie. It's a good movie. But again, I could talk about it forever, man. We'll save it for the Coral Drive podcast coming soon. TBD.
Another podcast coming from Tonique.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure to check it out.
Yep. Why'd you say it like that?
What do you mean? Like what?
You know what you said. We're just gonna do it. We'll talk off camera.
Hey, in the meantime, check out that Avid Apparel summer line coming around the corner.
I need to buy a shirt from them, dude.
Yeah.
I hope they have my size.
Yeah. What are you hoping to see from our Avid Apparel?
I'm cool with just getting whatever,
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
I want to see anything.
Stuffs are flying off the shelves. And in the meantime, do what you got to do. Subscribe, like, newsletter, yada, yada. All that good stuff.
Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, the Tonique website, TellABQ website, a TellABQ podcast. Probably won't listen to this podcast on there because we cuss a little too much. But check it out regardless, man. Some good stuff on there.
Yeah, for sure. All right, later. Peace.